people, of course, gonna be, the Nintendo haters are, of course, returning now. No awards, not even best family game category was practically made for them. You do realize that it's not just Nintendo that makes games for families. Obviously, Nintendo is the one that makes games that are marketed towards families the most, but Nintendo, like, there are other companies that make games like platformers as well. Sega does, Ubisoft did for a while, and like top two third party games, like two top third party games announced for Switch. The first power to win game of the year in 15 years was Sony of all companies, and it wasn't Mario. Mario didn't get a thing. Mario didn't have. There's no new Mario platformers this year. I hate to burst the bubbles, but there was no new Mario platformers this year. Despite the fact that being the king of the genre and only relevant and the only relevant one since 2008, Sonic exists. What we reviewed on Nintendo is the most astroturfed game company. No one actually thinks the games are probably like anything. This is the dumbest statement I've ever heard. Okay, first of all, look at Mario Wonders and Tears of the Kingdom's user scores. 8.8 and 9.2. Oh yeah, the game is totally astroturfed. Okay, those are left by actual people who played the game. Okay, things that everybody at home about. The only thing they make has is the presence and people outside the Nintendo bubble care about. The people outside the care about is mostly Zelda. Mostly since Breath of the Wild. Oh yes, the whole idea that Nintendo had only people care about Nintendo are Nintendo fans. Of course, like for example, games like Pikmin and Kirby, most people who play those games are obviously Nintendo fans or just fans of the IP in general. And yeah, they bring that all Nintendo fans are this like big bubble. It's just ridiculous at this point. Like, obviously, what about Sony fans? Okay, they, according to Sony fans, the PS5 is the greatest console of all time. They even have top content creators saying that, which is just ridiculous. Okay, what about Sony fans, especially PC fans who, as well. Every fandom is technically a bubble, if you think about it, especially Disney fans, especially, because do most people really think Disney movies are the greatest movies of all time? Probably not. As well, same thing with people saying like The Incredibles or Monsters Inc. When most people say, "Oh yeah, it's The Godfather" and all these live action movies. Okay, but that's kind of unfair because a lot of people will just argue and say, "Oh, those are actually great movies. You just hate them." And same thing with Mario. For example, some of Mario's a lot of Nintendo games have high user scores, which means most of the people who play those games, not just the quote-unquote Nintendo bubble, actually like them. Look at Mario Wonder score, 9.2 average user score for that game. And that's what this video here. Goodbye.